Hello and welcome to another episode of Google.rs. It's Byron speaking. And yeah, I haven't been on the project for a while, but that is not any bad intention. It's really just that I have other things to do right now. However, I really want to keep going, and there's lots of additional stuff to do. Cargo updates, cargo file locking, and serde YAML. Serde YAML is kind of the biggest one that is blocking Google APIs RS to evolve. However, from time to time, build seems to be failing because I am using alpha software. So this has to be, is something that you have to just take into consideration. It will just be there from time to time. Okay, so I'm trying to reproduce this and realize that yap-OAuth 2 is already not working, which is because json has been removed from serde, which is a good thing, by the way. And I guess we have to bring it back in. So yeah, I think I could just have a look at crates.io. Yeah, and probably acoustics here are not very great because I'm in an empty room that seems to have a lot of echoing going on, much more than before. But hey, I can't change it just yet. So json, what do you say? Is there something? Serde json, that's the one I want. 5 downloads, really? Okay. So serde json. I don't know if I have to get serde specifically now. Serde, let's go with serde json. And then you'll probably have plenty of compile errors. Serde is here. Oops. Serde json. Dependencies should take care of getting serde and whatnot. For now, I think serde itself should be enough. Serde code-gen is a different beast. So librs.in. Yeah, I mean serde, compiler plugins are unstable and they only work on nightly. So serde code-gen and syntax will deal with that, generate the code that will then just be compiled as usual. Yeah, I think I have to find all the uses of serde here. And instead of serde json, I probably want to use serde json as json in order to make the code work as it worked before. I wouldn't assume anything else here. That's how I would have done it, just to make it easy to migrate your documentation. Yeah, that looks pretty much like serde. The serde json module was there before. Excuse me. Oh, it's linking the wrong location here. Look at that. Yeah, that is bad, is it? So what does it mean exactly? I have been watching this a little bit last week or 2 weeks ago, and then basically the serde json crate was kind of empty. So I guess I will look it up again just to see what we have here. Serde json. Yeah, that's my one, and I really hate to see it that it hasn't moved a bit. See, this is empty. So what do I do now? Tell me. What the heck? Excuse me. So that is odd. Does it mean that serde json is now permanently broken, or did I get something wrong? Okay, unresolved import serde json. I am getting which one? I'm getting serde 05. Oh, a local one. So maybe that's the problem here. Okay, so forget that. Let's undo it. I don't want a local one. Certainly not. Let's fix that. I think I should have a cargo config here that is safe to show. So let's get rid of that. Okay, cargo update. It's not that bad, probably there's no such change yet, but it will eventually happen. I'm hoping that... Oh no, stop it. What the heck? Oh, I forgot to save. That explains a lot. So let's bring it up to date and we try again. With a little bit of luck, yap-OAuth 2, which is a dependency of Google.rs, actually works. Serde 0.5. Yeah. So far, so good. I'll also try to compile this one. Let's update here just for the fun of it. And try again. I think with make I can do this. So the problem is that Gmail, I think, didn't work on Crater. Why not go there? So that is a bit less theoretical. And there we go. So actually this is the only fix that has to be done, like the line ending. I was pulling it out of Hyper and it was moving around in there, and yeah, probably weird stuff happened. Probably I should just define it myself so that I am independent of this thing. Yeah, we shall see. What? So now I have been doing, excuse me, something that is a bit problematic. That is odd. Let's look at this guy again. Serde json. I still have a change here that I didn't undo. So go ahead. By the way, in the meanwhile, maybe there's an update. Multi-rust update stable. Nah. Maybe 6 weeks have passed. Yes, they did. Okay, so that shall run in the background, but I can reproduce that. That is a bit. What can I do here? Why is that gone? Come on. Okay, so I will have a look at. I have this locally as well. I think I can just go here. That should already be checked out on 0.5, but I shall check. Title serde. And here we go. I'm on master. Let's pull it. Okay. Good checkout. 0. Excuse me. I probably pulled my own fork of that. Cool. So there's the 0.5 tag. Let's bring it in. Origin master. And let's see what happened. JSON. Rewrite JSON parser. JSON deser value merge. So it should be there. It should definitely be there. There's no JSON in serde. Even though, yeah, maybe I got something wrong here. Let's update it again. Oh. Cargo build, come on. Okay, stuff happened. I just updated the Rust compiler. That shouldn't make a difference though, right? Let's also see if serde, oh, here it is. So there is no separate, now I get it. So I do have to use the serde JSON crate. It has just been, it's just self-contained for now. That's a bit odd because I always thought it should be it should be elsewhere. Okay, so that explains it. I guess in these circumstances, I can safely bring in serde JSON and just use that as I planned before, right? That should just be fine. Serde JSON. Okay. Here as well. Bring it in. And now we can have some fun. I think I should just search for all of these invocations and replace them. Serde JSON as JSON should be doing it. But also only if it's this, right? Because maybe sometimes I import multiple things from there. Doesn't look like it, but let's be safe. Better safe than sorry. Yes, do it. And save all. It's Alt Command S. Let's do it like that. Bang. Good. Cool. So I just changed all the code. The cool thing is well, actually that's a bad thing. I think I should just do it again, just because the dependencies changed, right? So it would have been very likely that this could have failed. Yeah, and I will have to make this fix in Google.rs as well, but that shall be all right. In the meanwhile, let's have a look at Google.rs. There's a cargo toml Mako file, which might have this one. And we want to be, I think the only thing I ever use is, well, I'm not sure what I use there. Let's find out. Yeah, let's search everywhere. Actually, that's not entirely true. Abort. It's searching like, I don't know, 80 megabytes of code now, which was rather fast. So all this stuff is generated here. So I think I might want to limit myself to the Mako files for now. Serde code can build rs. That's okay. And here we go, serde json. So this one I should probably consider fixing. Yeah, so that's the Mako file. The Mako file, Mako is a template engine that allows me to generate a whole lot of code. And in the moment you want to change anything, basically, most of the time you have to check the Mako file. There's also a common module, CMN, which is just standard Rust code. It's basically shared functionality that can be used, which is useful for refactoring, right? If you don't want to duplicate the code all the time, you can do it like this. That makes total sense. Anyway, here we are, serde JSON. Where else? Serde rename. That's a directive that serde will use. Here we have, that's the CLI stuff. It pulls in serde JSON as well. So I think it should be relatively easy to do this. No. Okay, so there are other things now that are related to the lib.rs that is generated. Okay, so it wants to have serde. What I see here is that I really need to have serde available as well, because then the generated code contains functional method signatures that want to take stuff from serde directly, which is the common stuff, right? So that's all right. In lib.rs.in, we also want to get extern crate serde. So the good thing is that this is a good testing. You know, YAP-OAuth is a relatively small crate. It's easy to work with. So here we basically learn how to do this, and then we apply what we have learned to Google.rs. Let's try again. This should be better now. It might even work. See, so that's pretty awesome. Cool. So we fixed it. Hyper serde. Yeah, I really prefer to update it or to specify what I need. So I need to be larger or equal to 0.5, and here I don't care. Yeah, so that I always, now that's how I prefer to specify it. I don't want to pinpoint the version, because for a library that's a bad thing. Then other people might have problems compiling your stuff, because they might use just a different version but still compatible version of a dependent library that you use as well. If you have a program that wants to link two different versions of the same library, then you have a problem. So for binaries, you want to do this. You want to pinpoint it. You want to also probably upload your cargo log file, just to be sure this works. But for libraries, this is, I think, the way to go. I assume that serde JSON will have its own cargo toml that kind of specifies what minimal serde it wants. So I wouldn't pinpoint it here just yet. Yeah, that's kind of how I do it. Maybe there are better ways to do it. But for now, basically I wait for something to fail on me. And if it fails on me, then I will pin it down to some extent, at least set a lower margin. Okay, cool. So here we go. That works. It's just a patch. And I'd like to prepare that. Oh yeah, also let's, I think we can just add all here. Boom. And say, oh, I haven't done this in a long time. It's fix, no wait, it's chore serde update to serde 0.5.0. And I really like to write about this. Serde moved all JSON code into a separate crate, which we are now pulling in separately. Yeah, that should be it. Good enough. Chore serde. And also what I want is to generate information about the change here. So what about clog? Yeah. What can it do? I forgot. Maybe my shell still knows. Clog, set version. Oh yeah, set version 0.5.1. And now it should have updated my change log automatically. Unfortunately, since it's short, it's kind of skipping this. So we just write it manually. Compatibility with serde 0.5.0. Well, you could say that, but I don't know if it is compatible to all the future versions. So let's just claim that patch releases don't break anything. That is that. I guess I can just amend this commit here because it's kind of belonging to this. You know, it should have been in the last one anyway, but I was thinking that maybe clog can pull out my commit message and do something useful with it. But I kind of, I kind of had the gut feeling that this wouldn't work either. But generally, clog is awesome and I use it all the time. Good. So it's cargo publish. And if that works, you want to git tag the 0.5.1. It's interesting. Serde 0.5, they kind of match up now, huh? Serde is in the same version that is yap OAuth, but that's just an accident. So we tag it and we bag it. Git push origin with tags master. And that is that. So if once that works, we are totally fine. In the meanwhile, we can update yap OAuth. We are pulling it. We're not having a local override here. So actually to make a change, we have to wait. But I think I would make these changes already. So cargo toml first. Now we need serde larger than 0.5. We need any version of serde JSON. Okay, so that's what we have. Now in the library here, lib.rs in, we will need serde JSON as well. Extern crate serde JSON. Like that. Okay. And we just have to be sure we get all the, we find, or we don't miss a spot where this serde JSON module is used. So this one we fixed already. This is not relevant to us. Not relevant. Here's the CLI. Here we go. So extern crate serde JSON. All right. Serde. And we use that in the engine. We will have to look for common as well, where it might be used too. here, serde json as json. Okay, so that's fine. Now I think it's in lib CLI common. Yeah, actually, yeah. It obviously finds all the generated ones as well, the copies. T sidebar. So I have to kind of do this manually for now. I obviously am no fan of this, but sometimes it happens to me too. So that's source. Yeah, I haven't been looking at this project for a while. There is a common RS somewhere. Ah, come on, where are you? Maybe here. Rust. Yeah, that's the one. Actually, this stuff makes sense, you know? That's the macro templates. Here's the Rust code, source Rust, you know? Makes sense. I must admit, I'm not that bad sometimes. So here again, serde json as json. And here we want to have serde json value something something. Serde, and we are done with the CLI. Now this one. Here we use serde. Interesting. What exactly do I want? Serde json. Yeah. I believe that I want to replace this. It's always JSON, I think. Serde json as json. So let's find all the usages of serde, which are not, well, basically compiler notes. And here we go with JSON error. And here we go with JSON error as well. Yeah. I go through it one by one just to be sure I don't mess it up. I want to double check this. Final replace is great if you are confident, but my confidence levels are low just because I haven't been looking at the code for a while. So I think we are able to turn it off again and have a look at this one. Cool. So all this worked. We just pushed. We created a new version. This also means that we can now try to build this again. It will regenerate all the code, which seems to work. Now we might want to update yap OAuth. So let's pull it. Okay. And there it's coming in. That's the latest version. So that will now work. And with a little bit of luck, our stuff will compile again. And then we have to do a mass publish of all the updates. You know, now we fixed the CLI and the library of like 80 automatically generated items. And working with this will take a while, unfortunately. But it's okay. We have to do what we have to do. So maybe I repurpose this to Google.rs publish, which shall commence in a moment. You know, I'm quite optimistic here too. What's the time saying? 23 minutes in. All right. Also, I would like to link this. It's 1, 2, 4. But first of all, we have to wait for compilation. By the way, recently at my new job, I had the opportunity to look at an iOS app that was written in Swift. And if you think that Rust compile times are slow, then you have to use Swift. Then you will think that Rust compile times are pretty acceptable. Kind of in the same area, in the same ballpark. And it's really not that bad. So Rust is awesome. And you know, it's always good to have something to put it into perspective with. Even though, you know, guys like Go, they're super fast, they're made for this. Also, you know, we have certain drawbacks with that. But yeah, I don't want to actually, I want to talk about this because I think it's quite interesting what kind of tools we have we as coders have available, and what kind of well, things you have to deal with when you're using them. So, oh, okay. Anyway, stop rambling. Stuff goes wrong. Oh, yeah. So that is a common issue because some dependency somewhere is using a different version of MIME, and we have to match it. I think there should be a note here with MIME must match the one Hyper uses, otherwise they're duplicate similarly named MIME structs. So I like myself for doing all the comments here. So this basically tells us we just have to look at Hyper to figure out what we want. We use Hyper greater or equal 064. I think, actually I don't know which Hyper we were working with. Again, Google, Gmail 1. Cargo TOML. Damn it. Actually, not cargo TOML, cargo lock. Hyper 068. Okay. So now we are kind of adjusting ourselves. And maybe we also see MIME. This is the one we use. And this is, I think, the one that Hyper wants. See, that's the dependency chain of Hyper. 010. MIME 010. All right. So now we can try again. That should, well, that might actually work. Let's do the building. I think Cargo is dealing with this accordingly. So we will be fine here. Yeah, actually I could have run cargo check as well, just to verify that we are not on the wrong side here, but you know, it's totally worked. Awesome. Cool. And something that should not be forgotten, we have some YAML files, shared YAML, that contains, actually this doesn't contain version information, type API, type CLI. So here in the YAML files, there are the versions that will then be baked into everything, build version 032. So that's already our version update. Nice. Do I have a changelog for this stuff? I don't think so. Do I have a clock configuration? I do. Interesting. But I don't think, yeah, I don't think I copied this to the individual crates. I can figure that out easily. Maybe I do. Gmail. There's no clog, there's no changelog. Okay, so that's just the global changelog that we use. Good. So that compiles again. I shall assume the best here, which probably is wrong. So the gen stuff we don't want to check in just now. We do this in the next step. We just put in the sources here and say that we updated serde, right? Sure, serde, same as before. Update to serde 0.5.0. Again, serde moved all JSON code into a separate crate that we are now using as well. Interesting. Same information you want to convey, but I write something totally different. So that's probably how the human brain works, right? It's absolutely non-deterministic. Which also is good, you know? Mutation. Sometimes mutations are actually good and some stuff gets better. Whereas good stuff usually prevails, whereas bad stuff dies out, right? So that's the evolution of information sometimes. I prefer this message over the one I written last, just as a gut feeling. So I think that's it. Let's use clog again. Clog, set version. Well, it's kind of difficult because we don't have a version per se. Changelog. So that's how we did it previously. Sometimes I just use multiple versions here. Maybe I can do the same. So if I use this set version, we just, now I have to look it up again. Type CLI is 032. Have not run this so often. That's 109, is it? Type API. Yeah, cool. So that totally works. Hit enter, and here we go. Cool. We have some bug fixes. Oh, it's very nice. Hyper up, serde up. Oh, that's actually better. Whatever I did, I think I used fix instead of chore. I think I should have done that previously as well. The good thing is I still can. So let's revert this. Change log, bring back the previous version. And now all that should be required is to amend the commit here. Well, actually, let's use Sublime Text for this. Amend commit, good. So now we put fix here, learned something today. How did I call it? Hyper up. So let's call it serde up. Let's do another amend. Serde up. Okay. Good. And now the changelog again. Clog, do your work. And now we have the serde up nicely here, and the commit is linked as well. So that's much better. I like it. And again, we should just amend this here. Damn it, I forgot my hotkeys. Amend. Yeah. If I think about it, I can't do it, basically. I must not think about it, because it's all just intuition. Good, so that should work. Let's build one more time, because it has to regenerate and stuff. Check should also be enough and be much faster for us. Yeah, so that also, yeah, that affects each other. That's great. I like make. Without make, this entire project would be super difficult to use. If not impossible. A maintenance nightmare. Travis CI failed. That's bad. I think I should look into this. Totally. Anyway, that was working. I think we can also build it and it will work. But yeah, that is that. I guess we can regenerate all the code, even though I probably should also look into the Travis thing. GitHub. Yep, OAuth 2. Here there should be a link to the failing build. There we go. What's wrong with you? Tell me. Stable nightly, that's a cool thing. What's your problem? So far so good. Up. What the heck? This is a bit odd, isn't it? Set SSL verifier. So that's a hyper problem. Why did I not see this? I've seen this before. It's not new to me, but this obviously has been fixed. I have no local override, do I? Well, let's check it. Nope, no local override. And I built it. Maybe it's not up to date for some reason. Cargo update, cargo build. Yeah, so it was up to date. All right. Let's go like that. Let's start clean, shall we? Or maybe, which commit is that? I just made one, right? So it's this update here. Totally. Should work. Hyper, yeah, this will take a while again. Nothing to do here. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell what the heck is going on. Is it the same thing? Job ran on our legacy infrastructure. All right. What do I have to do? So let's go back here and have the look at the nightly. It has probably the same problem, but also it runs a bit differently. Mismatched types. Okay, so it's indeed a quasi problem. So quasi might have changed here. How is this? Yeah, I think it then runs a bit differently. It runs like, no, where is it? It's sad that it doesn't show me what it actually runs. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Because it uses, I think, no default feature and then feature unstable, but it easily, can go in here. Also, what am I compiling? I think I'm unstable here, right? I should be unstable everywhere. Multi-rust. I think I am. Show override. Good. So which hyper am I using again? Hyper. And why does it work? What's the difference? I'm on the latest Rust. There's nothing to say about this. Here, hyper 068. It's totally all right. Okay, there I do have the Yap hypermock stuff, which, oh wait, maybe it's running test, cargo test. Maybe I should run cargo test just once. Maybe then, because Yap hypermock is usually a source of errors. Cool, so I can now reproduce this, and I assume Yap hypermock is the problem. Okay, there we go. Reproduction possible. So I have to fix it once again somewhere. Examples auth. Cool. So yeah, actually what you've just seen is my, that was the wrong workflow. I forgot to test. I totally forgot to test. Thanks CI for telling me. And usually that's not what I do. I usually do run the tests, but I'm a bit rusty, you could say. So hypermock, yeah. Let's try that. So that's the other dependency that we have here. Cargo update, cargo build, cargo test. Let's see if it does anything. Okay, so yep, hypermock. It was where? This warning? We don't want warnings, right? I shall read this later. Not on this video. Probably will be a long one. Well, maybe not. Let's see how fast we can be here. I've seen all these issues before. Test macros. That is this one. Let mud. Which one doesn't need to be mutable? The 52. Okay. Client get, send, unwrap. Interesting that this works without it being mutable. The good thing is it works. So that's not where the problem is. We shall have to, for this, I will make a commit, but I won't make a new release. Fix tests, remove client doesn't need mutability. And maybe like this. Okay, let's push it right away before I forget and keep this stuff locally only. So now it's hypermock. No, it's OAuth 2. And there are several issues. Examples, auth. That should be super easy to fix here. Hypernet HTTP connector, didn't find it. 81. Yeah, we are setting up our own connector here. Maybe that's not required anymore with connector. HTTP connector. Let's see where this is coming from. So GitHub hyper. That's usually how I do it. And you get to the docs. Well, kind of plenty of indirections. So that's HTTP connector. Let's see where it is. So is this documentation up to date? Maybe it is not up to date. Because that should be here, right? Cyper 068, it would be so useful to see which version the docs have been built for. Which version is this, huh? I have no idea. So that's a huge oversight. Usually I put it into my, I put this in here. You can relatively easily substitute that, I think. However, Rust doc should just do it by itself. This should be written here somewhere because it's vital information. So it looks like it should work, even though it doesn't. Hypernet HTTP connector. So I think that should be a struct. And it is in Hypernet. It's pub. Let's get the sidebar. Actually, review a file. Ooh. So it's, I guess, use self. Where's the net stuff? Do I find this here somewhere? Where's net coming? Pubmod net. Okay, it's just pulled in directly. Yeah, I don't get it. It should be there. Maybe I am too new here. Maybe expected function. Oh, expected function found. Okay, sorry. I should probably read the message, right? I sometimes just don't read. It wants a function that produces the connector. I think that's the thing. That's the change that has to be made. Let's just try. I don't want to look it up. So I guess we can just drop this in and do it like that. Cool. That error is gone, I think. And then we have set SSL verifier. Where is that guy coming from? Set SSL. I think they just removed this because that was kind of bad design. Oh yeah. Network. And I had to just put the code here because stuff stopped working. It's a bit bad to, in order to run unstable or something. I barely remember, but the log would show me if I really wanted to know, but maybe that is already it. And then, oh, macro use, unused attribute, macro use. What? That's in, it's in lib.rs in macro use. Really? Do I even need hypermark outside of test mode? That's also something. Usually that should only be there for test. Ah, it is config test. But again, lib.rs 8. Okay, so I don't use the log crate at all, apparently. At least not the macro use. It's quite nice that it can figure that out. Okay, implements the trait. What? Okay, that's the that's what you just added. implements the trait f in core, but the trait core ops is required, expected tuple. Okay, so let's look it up then. HTTP connector, sorry, client it is. So now we have with connector that takes a connector C, where C is. That is old, is it? Ah, come on, work with me. So struct connector. What can you do? With connector. HTTP1 protocol. I am not quite sure what I'm looking at. Connector, box new, con adapter. Am I using with connector somewhere already? It is somewhat complicated, is it? Let's see. So with connector, it takes stuff. So that's how you want it. This is called whenever it wants to instantiate a connector. So then that way you can probably control it much better. HTTP 11 protocol with connector. So maybe we can use this. We've seen this previously in HTTP, I think. Yeah, here it is. With connector, where? HTTP1 protocol. That changed quite a lot, man. And they all take this stuff. Okay, so I will just try to mimic what they do. I'm not interested in that. With connector. TCP stream connect. Really? You don't even have to provide a real connector anymore? Ugh. Basic example. Okay. TCP stream connect. Network connector for HTTP connector. Why doesn't it take an actual connector using the TCP builder for the net to create if you want to configure your source socket? Yeah, so this seems to actually return a stream, right? Or some connection object. Network connector. Yeah, let's see how they auto implement this. The default for client, right? So where's struct client again? Also interesting, it doesn't actually hold this. You know, from what I see here, this is not a function. This is a network connector. Which version am I on? What's going on here? Man. Well, that's Hyper 068, right? Where am I on? I'm on 068. That's awesome. That's the latest one. Does it mean I'm not really up to date here or what? What the heck? Ah, fuck. I'm losing it. So probably it's all really easy. Let's do one more thing. Cargo build. Yeah, that is something. Hyper is so complex. I mean, Rust is complex sometimes, and then it gets a bit difficult. Yeah. Oh, cargo test, right? That was the problem here. Good. That looks a bit less convoluted. So it's only auth that has the problem here. Yeah, the thing is, what we want to do in auth. Yeah, also the thing is that I do not understand why the connector all of a sudden is supposed to be a function. Okay, so can I see what it would return? But the trade for, so it's fn, it gets a string u16 that support, another string is required. Yeah, it doesn't really show you what it returns, interestingly. Also, I really don't see this here. Client with protocol. I totally don't see this here. What? Huh, come on. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting this. Can anybody help, please? Maybe this has its own. Yeah, this makes no sense. So hyper is in version 0.6.8. That's totally all right. Totally all right. Yet the API changed apparently. And this is really what I don't get. Did they move the tag or do anything weird with it? I fetched before, right? Oh no. No new tags apparently, which is good. Means it didn't move. Let's bring the latest version. FF only origin master. Did anything change here? Nope. Is there anything else with connector? Maybe I'm missing that for another reason. With connector, look, here is a method. What am I doing? Auth 2. I'm getting a, yeah, let's kill all of these. Auth. Good, so here we go. With connector, it's an hyper client with connector. Oh, it's a mock T connector. It's a different one. Now I get it. The client is fine. It's this T connector thing that changed somehow. And the mock is mine. It's yup, hypermock again. You asshole. Good. So yup. You know, as usual, I'm not really looking at the code apparently. I'm just making assumptions that then break me. I have to focus a bit more. So with connector. Or let's just say, yeah, I'm not sure where this is coming from, maybe from lib. It's a T connector. And I'm trying to set this C, and C is what? C is a network connector. So this should totally work. Yeah. Yeah, I think I will take a break and, you know, cut stuff together. Thanks for watching so far. All right, the problem still seems to be that for some reason I can't instantiate this T connector here that is supposed to have a, yeah, we have to check that. Let's keep up this code here and then also bring up the respective file in yup OAuth2, which is an examples auth on the left side. So we have with connector. The client we can instantiate, but the T connector we don't get for some reason. The connector is C, which is a network connector, and the network connector is coming from Hyper. Okay, so this must have changed totally. Maybe it was a type before, now it's a function. Interestingly, we apparently don't really use it here because it just works. Ah, damn it, come on. Because it just works for us. Yeah, we just use it. I don't know, what the heck. We are using it, whereas for some reason this compiles just fine. And yeah, maybe I should really dig in and read again. So here we go, type mismatch. So we have a closure that has fn, but the trait for, and this is also already something I don't totally get. There's a for trait, what? Is required. So we need to implement basically a function that takes a tuple of stuff. Okay, so the network connector is basically what we want here. Let's see, let's look at Hyper and the network connector. Trait network connector. What's going on here? And it is still what it was before, I think. Totally. Yeah, so much to learn here actually with generics and automatic conversions and stuff. But anyway, self-stream is something that can convert itself into this. But yeah, still I don't get it. Maybe, yeah, let's roll that back. Let's try again without this quick fix. Because still this looks like it just wants a connector. Maybe the HTTP connector changed to something that I don't understand. But yeah, it's all kind of weird to me. Expected function found HTTP connector. And I think this is what I don't get. Damn it. Excuse me, Hyper. So this is it, right? This is or basically the mock. This is where it expects a function. This is a T connector that we try to create, right? Here. With connector, T connector. That's the one. Why is it's public so we can instantiate that thing directly? Why is the network connector all of a sudden a function? And this is what I do not get at all. Where C is a network connector, blah blah. Okay, so let's bring up some Hyper stuff maybe. This is what I kind of expect. That's okay. Also, I don't get it. It wants a function. So if I give it a function, as we had before, can I? Oh no, there's no undo. So like that. Then it tells me, I mean, I have seen example code in Hyper. Maybe I should look at it one more time. Which kind of was that, but I don't see the source code for that yet. So here somewhere. So here we go. That's already it with connector. So wait, maybe it's so I totally misinterpreted. With connector, all of a sudden now wants exactly this, right? This is what I kind of expected here, but I don't see it in code anywhere. A closure as a connector to generate TCP streams per request. Okay. And there is this adapter thing somewhere. So where, and that's the thing, where did I find this? Or where do I see this? Why does this work? The client with connector function, actually there is no such implementation. Hyper get. Look at that. They just pass, I don't know what that even is. Okay, that's request with connector. That's the different thing. Network connector, well. And interestingly, network connector for F. So F implements a network connector. Okay, so we can do, now I get it. Now I get it. So it's still fine, but for some reason the HTTP connector doesn't implement network connector right now, which totally makes no sense at all. So that's a cool new addition, but for some reason, I mean, what the heck? So again, we have, I think there's something I can close. We have the connector here. It's a real connector. It's a HyperNet HTTP connector. Maybe I can't instantiate it. Now I get it. The source of the problem was this. They removed the argument here. So that's why it doesn't. Maybe it's kind of, I don't know. Let's try it like that. The error message is totally misleading if it is this. Damn it. All that time wasted. That error message was totally misleading. Damn it. Probably also because of that overload of the function that it suddenly wanted there. Probably just thought, okay, you want a function? Well, then you have to, I don't know what the logic was, but that was really, really weird. Okay, so serde JSON as JSON. There's no serde JSON in this. So I think auth wants to bring in, there's no serde. So what's happening? That's in, oh yeah, it's in the test. We are still in the auth. That's the main deal here. I think I can also close that file. So now we have some doc test somewhere. That could be anywhere. Maybe there's some clue. It's in, where is it? So that might be library test then. Here it was, huh? Google.rs, yeah, that looks like something. Okay, I don't know if we need serde. That's interesting. Extern create, okay. extern crate serde json. So we fixed it partly already, but not completely. So that might be better. Extern crate. Okay. So let's see. Macro use, not necessary. Where is that coming from? Okay, so now we work. That's good. Macro use lib.rs 7. Here. I don't use macros from there apparently. There was some bug with the macros that prevented stuff to work correctly, which was really, really annoying, but I don't remember really what the culprit was. Cool, so now it compiles cleanly and we are done. Finally. I mean done in the sense of that we now have to do a new release here. Maybe I do it separately. Yeah, I used to be doing it separately and I shall do this again. So, fix. Sure, tests actually work. Previously, we simply forgot to run the tests and published test code that didn't really work. Yeah, well, that's kind of stating the obvious, but okay, I typed it already, why not? It's a bad practice, I guess. And I want to get better at this too. So here we go. That's the second version. I think I can run clog now. Clog one more time. This one. So we have a changelog now here that says that we have this bug fix. That's good. Looks good to me. Oh, look at that. It wants to be called V. Sloppiness. Okay, but that was a simple fix. And now, once again, once again, for the first time, I shall version up. To 0.5.2. And now it's the publish line again. Actually, why does that not work? Because I can't type? Because I can't type. Yes, so that should be it. Careful. Has to be this version. Good. So once again, and once that has been published successfully, we shall try one more time here. Even though I don't think that makes a total difference, does it? We just fixed the test. Actually, we were done here. On that side, we can... Okay, it's cool. Can try that again with an update. Now we pull in the latest version, but that should be fine. So Google.rs, I don't expect any issues here. No, no, no. Yep. Are you good? I could do cargo check as well. Yeah, you're good. By the way, the compilation times, they improved drastically. Honestly. That's quite awesome. I mean, I'm on Rust 1.2 now, but I see the change. Totally so. Okay, cool. So I think it's time to, that's just the generated stuff, to publish, and once all the, well, or to regenerate all, make an all CLI. I guess we can also give it like 8 cores here. to churn away. Then we make all the updates available to the others. And then it's time to publish stuff. And to tag stuff, I guess. Yeah, we didn't yet tag anything here. But I shall do this, I think, once the publish has succeeded. So first, update the source code. That's all right, 103 degrees. I call that reasonably hot. Good, add you should be enough. Like this, excuse me. Yes. Did it already? Good. Commit. So for this stuff, I don't use Sublime Text just because it will be too slow. It will work, but you can wait a while until it has shown or gathered all the diff information. Even this takes a while, right? On the shell, where nothing is going on really. Git commit, chore, source, update source to latest version, like that. Add source at latest version, something like that. I'm just afraid that I'm overshooting the maximum amount of characters I can use for the first line. So let's keep it short and spicy. Well, just 31,000 insertions and 16,000 deletions. That makes sense, I guess. So now the publishing. Make should tell me what I have to do to publish. Where there should be a separate target for that. Probably it's here. It should be. Maybe it's for... excuse me, did I forget the publish target? Or do I just not see it? Because I have it. Publish API. There we go. Make publish API. The CLI you don't publish because it's really just that. It's just a program. And for crates, I think it's good to only publish libraries, I guess. So here we go. Make publish API. We can't multi-thread this safely. So all that can be done is to just let it do its job. Oh yeah, and we do K. That's important. Keep going. If something fails for some reason, you know, network failure, temporary, it's okay. Make keeps track of the stuff that has been published successfully. Look how fast that goes now because I'm actually sharing state. So that's really, things improved a lot once the cargo lock is in place that I actually want to implement. Am in the process of implementing, then this is also safe to do. So you can't accidentally mess things up if you do that in another shell. Yeah, awesome. Oh, and I didn't push anything yet, no? I shouldn't by 2 commits. Cool. Yeah, that's the state that make uses to keep track of what it has published in which version. So make can be easily used to make sure everything has been published, which is pretty neat. Yeah, I also would like to, I think it might be too late for this. I think that one should have contained information about which bug we fix with that. Maybe I do it with that one. So once I publish this one, we are fine. Yeah. Interestingly, this seems to be faster than it actually is. But hey, anyway, I think that shall be the conclusion for this session. Because I think it all works now and we should be good. If not, Creator will probably tell us. So thanks for watching and have a great day.